hit a treasure room yet, have you?
No.
Yeah, so.
Okay, so we'll come back to items in a second. Will we be posting this on YouTube? Yeah, we are, as long as the software works correctly. We're recording this right now. So, yes.
Unless we run out of hard drive space in the middle of this. I hope it tells us if that happens.
Yeah. But yeah, we'll post this on YouTube.
And probably maybe a more cleaned up, like, actual, secondary gameplay trailer or something, too.
Well, and one other thing, if you need a YouTube fix right away, like we mentioned earlier for any newcomers, if you know who Northern Lion is, he does a lot of Let's Plays on YouTube, and we actually sent him this same build to do kind of a preview. So we're showing the game to very few kind of press and some YouTube personalities to try it out. Give everyone kind of their preview of the game. So yeah, if you just search for Northern Lion on YouTube, if you're not familiar with him, and he's got a pretty fun little video. It actually went up right before we started setting up here, so we haven't had a chance to watch the whole thing yet. Let's see.
Oh, there's a wand. Okay, right. I've got bombs and wands, so if you want me to do a little.
Oh, okay, cool. So yeah, you can see now in the bottom corner, Kobe can switch between the bomb. It looks like he has 3 bombs and a wand with 5 uses. So you'll see those get used up.
And the one right now is just a, kind of your generic fireball wand thing, but eventually we'll have a variety of different ones that you can use.
Yeah, so ice wands, water wands, wands that shoot boulders, like basically everything.
Wands with chicken pox. What's the from Oscar Mayer song?
When the sun comes out from behind the clouds, the contrast.
I know, right?
So
I was playing earlier, yeah, because the screen's already kind of dark. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so hard to see.
Someone asked, where are we located? We're actually in Springfield, Missouri. Probably not the first city you think of when you think.
It's about an hour and a half from Branson, if you've heard of Branson, which I feel bad for you if you have. Yeah.
So it's like 3 hours south of Kansas City, also about 3-ish hours from St. Louis, but we're down in the southwest corner of Missouri, right smack in the middle of the U.S. For anyone overseas watching us here. So. Let's see.
We're the 3rd largest city in Missouri by a pretty sizable gap. You hit that fireball, did you? You see that?
Oh, look, the bugs are falling pit. Did you see that?
Oh, that's
we're encountering bugs.
That was weird.
Sorry, I guess we should have mentioned that. This game is right now just like chock full of bugs. We're positive.
Did you fix the bug where when you explode ghosts, they shoot off into the stratosphere?
Yeah, I found it fixed up the other day.
That's good.
Yeah, if you bombed a ghost, they would basically fly straight up into the air.
I'd hope that you would fix that before you sent that press build off. So
yeah,
that's
I did.
Good.
Well, I fixed it whenever I was doing their AI adjustments the other night.
Let's see. Someone said, and Burrell, I'll let you take this. It looks like the game has a sense of humor so far, so it would be great if the dialogue were playing as well.
Yeah, we've talked a lot about the sort of tone that we want the game to have, and sort of dark comedy, I think, would be the bent for it, maybe a little bit. We have we have a story and a narrative behind the whole game that we're working from, but we still have a ways to go on actually getting, like, for instance, we don't even have the system rigged up right now that allows for dialogue and for, like, speech bubbles and that sort of thing. So that's probably one of the next big to-do items before too awful long. But yeah, the tone of the game will hopefully be,
oh, check that out.
Hopefully awesome. Witty, a little sarcastic, like I said, sort of dark comedy kind of thing. Oh, we have a fireball stuck in the corner.
Oh,
That's neat. So yeah, there's currently a physics bug where the top left corner of any room can potentially turn into a black hole where objects just get sucked towards it for some reason.
Not a feature.
Yeah.
For any of the technically minded, there's actually a problem with our polygon resolution, where when one polygon is fully engulfing the other one, it's always kicking it out to the top left.
That fireball, did you?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
I just figured it out the other day.
I knew it was some top left sort of related issue, but.
Whoa, that guy. I guess I got hit by fireball, yeah.
Yep. Let's see. So, someone was asking, objects you send down the hole don't appear in the room below. Not right now. We may add that eventually. That's I don't know. We might not do it for this mode because it's.
But we might talk about, because we talked about like room permanence. I mean, the layout, obviously the layout of the dungeon will shift, but we've talked about to where, you know, transitioning from room to room will not be like the, you know, you walk through the door and, you know, everything stops and moves over and now you're in a new room. Like we can have it to where it is more or less just a completely fluid transition through the whole thing. So it may be to where you can actually push something through into the next room. Or
that will definitely be the case in the continuous dungeon. So yeah, we'll definitely think about allowing you to kind of drop things down.
I mean, that's actually a really good idea, because, you know, that could be part of the survival mode. Like if there's something in a room that you think will be useful in the next one.
Well, like
your own companion cube. So take one of the floating blocks, and of course they float right now, and they don't go down pits. But yeah.
Well, one interesting thing that we didn't bring up is there was a second ago, Kobe found a piece of meat, and the meat is an instant use. Like if your hearts are down, and you pick up a piece of meat, it will refill. I think 1 heart, or is it 2?
It's 1 right now, and then there's a potion that's very rare in this build right now that will refill everything.
So, but if your life is full and you try picking up a piece of meat, you won't be able to pick it up. You just kind of kick it around because you can't use it.
So you could kick the meat haunch down the...
Yeah, so that's what I was thinking, is like that would actually be a smart idea. Just kick it down the hole, and then if you get damaged in the next room, you've got some insta health sitting there for you. So jumping back a sec, I think I missed some stuff. Let's see. Okay, so will the random name pools include female names? So if you're not familiar, we're actually going to have, well, every time you die and it spawns a new character for you, for any given class you choose, that character will have a name. So,
which actually is a secret. You intended the rogue to be a gal, didn't you?
Well, yeah, we haven't totally announced this. I mean, honestly, I would really like to, if we have time and budget, make male and female versions for every class. Just not sure yet if we're going to be able to do that. So, and that's one of the things where, like, if we get additional funding on Kickstarter, that's one area that I would love to put it into.
But I think the core of the question is, like, no, it's not going to be, they're all going to be dudes wandering around, like, we'll try and be.
So, but yeah, I have actually kind of always thought of the rogue as a girl, which maybe that would surprise some people. I don't know. Maybe no one's even thought about it, but I've actually been working on some concept art that hopefully, if I finish it this weekend, we'll be showing next week. But,
it might interest you to know that in the D&D Manual 3.5, the rogue that is referenced in it is always a gal.
So maybe that will seem like expected for people. But anyway, so to actually answer the question finally, yeah. So if we can only do either male or female for any given class, you know, only one gender, then we will apply obviously female names to the female classes. So one cool thing we're doing through Kickstarter is, and I'm sorry, I keep completely forgetting what tier anything is at. Let me check really quick. But at one of the tiers, you can actually contribute a character name. So if your name is Jim and you want the character to be named Jim, Jim the Barbarian. So every once in a while, like, the game would randomly generate a new barbarian whose name would be Jim. So when you started playing as him, you might see the name you picked come up.
And we might have to curate names, by the way.
Well, yeah, we wanted to fit the universe a bit. So if your name is basically just a string of numbers, we might ask you to make it slightly more pertinent. But yeah, that's the $40 tier and above. You can contribute a name for a character. And obviously no profanity or slurs or anything like that. We will filter it, but we'll basically, if you send us something that it doesn't really work, we may just ask you, like, hey, can you pick something a little more fitting, pretty please? But yeah, we'll see. So we've got some friends on here. So 2-Bit Ed Norris.
Oh, hey, Ed.
So, yeah, he's been on for a bit.
Thank you for pimping the campaign in the early days. You were epic.
And Anna Marie Neufeld from RP Gamer. She's on here too. So thanks for chatting and giving me some advice on press releases the other night. That was awesome. Let's see.
Oh, man.
So some of these names, maybe I don't know some of these usernames. Some people are saying hi. and I'm sorry if I don't recognize your username and I actually know who you are.
Hey, someone's a huge Dora fan, though. That's great.
My little boy is a huge Dora fan.
That's actually kind of about like what you were talking. I don't know exactly how
This
they
one?
mean that, yeah, but
So someone said, will you ever encounter rival delvers in the dungeon? And it's something I had thought about. It isn't exactly in a design document, so not really official yet, but could be kind of cool if you find some old rogue down there who's like, I've been trapped here in this room for years. Thank you for letting me out. Now I'm going to steal your gold. Who knows?
I don't know about
That could be
rivals.
kind
I'd say at the very least you would, you would encounter them as NPCs that you could interact with. Now, whether or not that's like a, negative thing, but
So someone said, clearly Dora needs to be a playable delver. So that would
There
actually
are
be really
lots of licensing issues.
well, but I have actually, not playable necessarily, but I thought about having some NPCs that are spoofs or references to other games or
well,
something like
maybe
that.
in that
We'll
playthrough.
see.